Hello, my loves. I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome into this video for the full moon in Aries. So for those of you who are new, hello and welcome in. It's great to have you here. If you want to learn more about how to get the most out of these readings, the kind of energies I call in, the kinds of ways that I encourage you to engage with this material and your spiritual support team that we work with to get guidance for these phases and to learn more about ourselves, you can check out my tutorial video on how to get the most out of these videos. It's like a welcome video. It covers the things that I say over and over again and gets you caught up to speed with how to get the most out of what I'm offering. It's totally not necessary, but it is an option available to you if that feels good and aligned. So to those who are not new, hello and welcome back in. Thank you guys so much for being here. I truly appreciate having you here. It is really fun to be able to offer this service as I'm learning more and diving deeper into this amazing modality of astrology, and the combination of it with the cards is just really super fun. And so I've been enjoying the guidance that's coming through and benefiting from it. And I know you guys have been commenting that you have as well. And it really means a lot to me. So just taking this moment, as I do every video, to connect with you and to let you know how much I appreciate you being here and how much of an honor it is to be able to be of service to you in this way. So let's talk about full moon energy. The cycle of a full moon is always going to give us the opportunity to celebrate. It's this pinnacle moment where all of the energy of a certain archetype is being celebrated, honored. It's at the fullest of its potential. So every time there's a full moon, it's always going to be in the opposite sign of where the sun is in. So each sign of the zodiac has an opposite. And the opposite of Libra, which is the solar season we're in, if you haven't watched my solar season Libra readings, which gives you more information about the Libra archetype and clues you in to where this energy shows up in your life, and of course gives you guidance to how to navigate this solar season, check those out. So the opposite of Libra is the energy of Aries. So the moon was new in Aries 6 months ago. And that's going to become more relevant. The 6-month period between phases, new and full, is going to be relevant next month because we have an eclipse. And eclipse energies typically last those entire 6 months, whereas the energy of the traditional moon cycles only lasts for about 28 days. So you'll see here that we're having this full moon in Aries, which is the opposite of Libra, on October 9th, and it's going to be happening at 16:55 Eastern time. And our energies here are going to be relevant until November 8th, which is when the full moon in Taurus happens, and that will be an eclipse. So that will be really referencing the last 6 months. But the full moon energy here, let's get back to that, is a celebration. The archetype of Aries is the energy of the beginning of the zodiac. It's this spark vibration. It's what gets everything into motion, into action. And it's the energy of passion. So we are going to be diving into where emotionally in your life there is a celebration of passion, and where energetically in your life, like where specifically is that celebration happening in your life. So how does it relate to the emotions, this celebration of passion, and where does it relate to you? So the two things that you're going to be watching for in these readings, you're going to be watching for 2 different alignments. Don't worry if you're not on the right video right now. I'm going to tell you how to find which videos to watch, and then you can navigate to the right video when it's time, when you're done watching this introduction. It's the same for everybody, okay? So the first reading that you're going to want to tune into is the advice for where the moon was when you were born. So you are going to need your birth chart. So on your birth chart, you're going to be looking for this symbol, and you're going to be looking for the astrological sign, the zodiac sign, that this symbol is in. If you do not know how to access your birth information, how to read a birth chart, I created a tutorial video to help navigate you through that system. You can go ahead and watch that tutorial video. Ask me questions at the end if you do not understand enough to guide yourself to the right videos, and I will be happy to explain. So you're going to want to know where the moon was when you were born, and you're going to want to watch the advice that's relevant for where the moon was when you were born. The other alignment you're going to watch for is where this full moon is happening in your life. To know where this full moon is happening in your life, you're going to look for 16 degrees, 33 minutes of Aries, and you're going to find which house that occurs for you. And then you'll watch that relevant advice. Again, if you don't understand what that means, that tutorial video will cover how to find out which house this is in for you. Now, I've created a new tutorial video to show you how to use the whole house system. I love the whole house system. I think it's very easy to explain, especially for people who are very new to astrology, and it makes it a lot easier to understand. So essentially, if you already know your rising sign, if you're using the whole house system, you can find out which house Aries is in by going through the zodiac from your ascending sign all the way until you find Aries. So my ascending sign is Virgo. Okay, so that would be the first house. The next sign in the zodiac is Libra, second house. Third house would be Scorpio. Fourth would be Sagittarius. Fifth would be Capricorn. Sixth would be Aquarius. Seventh would be Pisces. Eighth would be Aries. Okay, so you have to know the order of the zodiac, and you have to know your ascending sign to be able to utilize the whole house system to find out which house this is in for you. You can also utilize any other house system and just watch the advice that's relevant for the house system that you're watching. And if all of that went over your head, watch the tutorial video. It'll explain, okay? I don't want to leave you guys in the dust here, but I have been leaving little breadcrumbs and giving you videos that you can watch and access to help you navigate these understandings, these awarenesses, these readings. So we are going to be getting guidance from the Goddess Power Oracle by Collette Reid. And before we dive into the individual readings, I just want to let you guys know that there's many ways you can support me as I support you, as we support each other. You can join my chakra meditation service. It's on WhatsApp. It's only $14.40 a month. You can sign up at devotedandvulnerable.com/services, which is also where you will find my new chart reading services that I'm going to be offering. I'm very excited to roll out this service, and I'm also very nervous about it. I'm even having trouble talking about it because it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and I finally feel ready, and I'm really excited to dive into your chart with you. If you want to learn more about the uniqueness of you, the geometry of you, beyond what I offer in these free readings. And of course, you can always comment on the videos. That helps me with the algorithms and gets me out to more people. And you can always share this with people. And there's always the option to donate if you feel inspired to do that at paypal.me/devotedvulnerable. Link is in the description. Let's get to your individual readings. So this reading is for you if the moon was in Scorpio when you were born, and or if this full moon in Aries, 16 degrees, 33 minutes, occurs in your 8th house. If you haven't already called in your support team, opened your heart to receiving the guidance that's most aligned for you, and taken a few deep breaths, please go ahead and do that now. Pause this video if you need time for that. Okay. Interesting. So I'm going to take the first card that I saw, which is Yi. Y-I-H-Y-H-I. Number 51, you might see that number this month to validate this message. And her theme is the sun. Do-do-do-do. I don't want to get flagged, but I really want to sing that song right now. Okay. When you shine your light into the world, you will attract various people and experiences that match or challenge your commitment to being empowered. Right now, you are receiving information to know which choice to make, which opportunity to take, and which person to trust. The Aboriginal Australian sun goddess Yi illuminates your path with her rays and brings clarity as she shows you what you need to know. A bright light also attracts a lot of bugs. So know that you may also attract those who see themselves smaller as a result of your empowerment. This is conditioning that needs to be healed in many people in the world. All you can do is be incandescent and joyful, kind and truthful, and the world will begin to reflect that goodness back to you. The goddess Yi is happy to help you shine. I love this. I love this vibration. I love this message. We're going to dive into the moon energies here. So if you're here for the 8th house alignment, just scroll ahead. Moon in Scorpio. Yes, we're going to talk about what the moon in Scorpio means for you and your life real quickly here. If you already have an understanding of that, just scroll ahead to the interpretation. So the moon represents your emotion, and where it shows up in your life represents how your emotions express. So the Scorpio energy and archetype is the energy of the scorpion. And it's a water sign. So if you think of the scorpion, it's actually like alone in the desert, but it dives deep to find that one piece of water. And actually a water molecule contains all of the information of the entire whole. So even in the smallest water molecule that the scorpion's diving deep to find, there is all of the knowledge that you could want. So that's what I think of when I think of the scorpion energy, the Scorpio archetype. You're very much a water sign. You're a fixed water sign, which means your emotions are fixed. The moon represents the emotions and water represents the emotions. So you most likely feel emotions very, very strongly, very strongly. You may find that your emotions are dynamic, that you're emotionally observant, you're emotionally unyielding. There's that stubbornness. You're emotionally very passionate because you're deep and you feel it. And you're emotionally very resourceful like the scorpion energy is. So let's relate this to Yi. She is letting you know that it's time to celebrate your emotions. It's time to celebrate your depth. It's time to celebrate your passion. It is time to celebrate the sun, so to speak. But here we're celebrating the moon, right? So I'd also look at your sun sign, which is how you shine. Look at that archetype. What is that archetype of how you shine? And celebrate this lunar phase too, because her message is the sun. This is how you shine. But your emotions are also part of your expression that we're celebrating, because this is where the card came in, right? So it's at the same time it's your sun sign that she's telling you to celebrate. I'm inviting you to also celebrate your moon, because this is a lunar reading and this moon focused. But there is a card in here that deals with the moon. So I have to add that caveat. She's talking about the sun, celebrating the sun. Okay. So celebrate your deep emotions, celebrate your deep passions, and celebrate how you shine as well, how you show up in the world, which is your sun sign. If you don't know that, you can look at your chart. You can reach out to me if you have questions. Get a chart reading with me. You'll get a lot more clarity on how you shine and how you show up in the world and how you emote. Yeah, and I'm also feeling that, like, as you embrace and celebrate your emotions, it might push some people away or challenge some people, especially my beautiful water moon signs. Not all of us have emotional energy within our moons, within our emotions. So for me, for example, I have an air sign. So air moons are the hardest to relate to people who have like emotional moons, because water moons, because we're very intellectual when it comes to our emotions. And so like I can't actually know what it's like to have my emotions be so emotional and very, very deep in the case of the scorpion energy. So this is something that a lot of us can't understand. So we aren't going to be able to understand you or meet you there, and we actually might have a reaction to it that's like pushing back on it. But you're being invited. Yi is telling you, don't worry about that. You have to shine anyway. You have to express your emotions anyway, regardless of how people in your life are responding to it. If it lights you up, do it, celebrate it, express it. We need this emotional example that you set. And we need to vicariously live through your emotional expression, your passion, so that those of us who don't have that element in this area of our lives can learn from you. Yeah? Hopefully that makes sense. And then you're going to look at where in your life this emotional expression is you're most being invited to look at, where you're being invited to shine the most, is going to come through with wherever this moon, whatever house this moon is happening for you in. Okay? Go ahead and watch that reading. And until then, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors the universal light within you. Namaste. So this full moon in Aries, 16 degrees, 33 minutes, is occurring in your 8th house. Let's talk about the 8th house first, and then I'll get into the interpretation. So if you already know the 8th house energy, scroll ahead. So I'll let you guys know that this moon is happening in my 8th house. Hello, I am here with you. 8th house is the area of our lives that represents death and sexuality. I also like to say it's the area of transformation. This is, if you think about the energies of like All Hallows Eve, that is very much the energy of the area of our lives that we're talking about. We're talking about occult. We're talking about magic. We're talking about transformation. We're talking about one thing turning into something else, right? We're talking about inheritance, rebirth, spouse's money. Could also be an area of your life that is being pinged right now. So you are being invited to celebrate the transformation that you bring. Like the sun is saying you shine when it comes to this area of your life. The way that you are transforming yourself is such a powerful example, such a shining example to those around you, that this is an area of your life that is shining for you right now, that you need to celebrate, that you get to celebrate. And she's really encouraging you to do that regardless of how it's challenging others. Because when somebody else transforms and shares that transformation, those who are still in the vibration of what you were are going to feel really challenged by that, because they're being invited to follow in this transformative energy and they might not be ready. They might not want to transform. They might be judging you for changing. And we're meant to change. There's nothing in this world that doesn't change except the eternal. So we are going with that energy and embodying that energy and shining in this way, in this area of our lives. You might also be shining when it comes to how you use magic. So I consider the way that I use astrology, the way that I use the spiritual cards, as a way of engaging in magic. I'm inviting you to look at how you interpret magic in your life. You might interpret magic as miracles through God, right? That might be your magic. Then that's an area of your life that's being highlighted here. Miracles. If you are into magic, if you are into consciously using your words, if you are into watching what spells you cast with things that you say, if you're into that, then that part of your life is, you shine in that area of your life. Like I consider myself shining when it comes to offering this magic to you. And I'm offering, like, because this is my alignment, I'm sharing a little bit more of how this is hitting me. So I'm offering my first ever party of doing card readings, and I'm teaching the birthday girl how to do readings. I'm sharing with her my magic and how I communicate and play this game with the universe and how I transform myself and my life. And so this is something that I'm being invited to celebrate. I'm being told that I shine in this area of my life. So I'm asking you, what's your magic? How do you shine and how do you offer your magic to the world? And are you willing to, are you ready to fiercely celebrate that this lunar phase? Yeah, hopefully you are. Let me know if you have trouble or questions relating this back to your moon alignment. Comment your moon alignment and I'll see if I can connect the dots for you if you're having trouble. But of course, there's the invitation for you to figure it out on your own, because that's what my readings are always trying to do, trying to guide you back to your own wise instinctive knowing. Yes? But don't be afraid to ask questions too, okay? There's no shame in not understanding and having a question too. As always, namaste. The universal light within me salutes and honors that universal light within you. Namaste.